Yes,
you would have played with batsmen.
He's a positive player, and he plays his shots and he rotates the strike. That's so important. That's why for me he's one of the top 5 players in the world in all the formats.
Well, and Shan Masood has played for the innings and left. Shan Masood is excellent. He left the ball well. He got out on the last trip many times in that slip cordon. He seems to have corrected that, played it softly. I think I'm looking forward to this series. I think there's some real good players, as there always are from Pakistan, unpredictable, a lot of flair in the team, but they've got a varied attack and they'll get the runs in the first innings.
And mind you, England's going to come back stronger tomorrow.
Well, need to.
I think the way they came back, they realized that's not attitude. It's a good get to 300, 325 or 350. In England can come under pressure. So tomorrow morning they're going to come hard at Pakistan.
Well, my job, I commentate, but every now and again you might think, Jimmy, have a ball at this end, at the stair.
He doesn't know which end he likes. That's the problem. Since it's switched it around, he says he's not feeling comfortable.
Well, he'd have been running into a breeze today. I'd like to see Jimmy Anderson with a breeze behind him. So.
Let's show you the 2 wickets that England have taken. The first one was a beauty from Jofra Archer, a little nip backer. There was a couple of bumpers in the previous over, which put Abid Ali a little bit back in his crease, but as it goes by, at the top of off stump, at that sort of pace, that's decent.
And it's the length, isn't it? It's the length that he's nipped back at him. And again, he played fine, he played okay, but that's a terrific delivery. Bit of pace, top of off stump.
Unplayable, actually.
Do you think?
Especially after a couple of deliveries, couple of bounces, and that. I mean, he went straight away that he nicked the ball, and obviously he did. Ball was quite far away from the bat, but I think it was on the way. The bat was hitting the pad, and his performance has been very average overseas. I think in last 11 or 18 innings, I think he's got averaging 11 outside Asia. A lot of pressure on the skipper himself. So
139 for 2 at stumps. Just one thing about the spin of Best. The odd one has bounced. We saw the miss stumping. There'll be 2 leg spinners sat up on that Pakistan balcony going, "Oh, I'll have a bowl here, please."
Well, if you're an opposition team, you'll notice that it's the bounce and the 2 chances, the nick behind and the stumping, have eluded the wicket keeper Butler. And they've done that because of bounce. The ball has bounced on him, and the stumpings hit him on the shoulder. So yeah, you're dead right. This is a quicker pitch than we saw West Indies. There's a bit of bounce for the spinner.
And we promised better, warmer weather for the next 4 days.
Absolutely. It's going to be too hot at weekend.
I doubt that. Right. Other sport to let you know about before we tell you about cricket and where you can see the live action tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got action from the European Tour. It's the English Championship. The Westwood involved in that. The opening day starts at 11:30 on Sky Sports. Kepka make it 6 o'clock Sky Sports Golf. So coming up next, we've got the bite-sized highlights, then the debate with Mark Butcher, Bazid Khan, Alex Stewart and Dominic Cork, and longer highlights of today's play at 7:45. So we'll be back with day 2 of this test. Weather is set fair according to Bumble. So day 2 starting our coverage here at Emirates Old Trafford at 10:30 on Sky Sports Cricket. Good day for Pakistan. We'll see you tomorrow.
Sky Sports Cricket. Feel it all.
send money to Pakistan. Stop! Don't do it! Skrill money transfer is free. There are no fees, and our rupee rates are some of the best. Visit Skrill.com and quickly see how our rates compare with others. Why waste your money on fees or pay more than the real exchange rate? Sounds too good to be true. Discover what happy customers around the world say and why we've earned a 5-star rating. Make your money go further for free with Skrill.com.
My name is Melissa, and I am a new mother. So my husband and I had talked about getting life insurance with the expansion of our family. The folks at Policy Genius were very helpful, and we were able to apply together. By choosing Policy Genius, we were able to compare many different policies in a very short amount of time. In addition, we were able to get all of our questions answered. They were able to kind of navigate me to policy. My husband and I feel very much at ease now that we know that our family is taken care of.
Let me tell you about cricket. It's not just the poster on your wall. Cricket is the fingers you break, the sacrifices you make. This is the game we play. It's what we do. 100% cricket.
Still get England out of this, but it's so on a young man. I can tell you right here and now, in about 30 seconds time, there's going to be agony and ecstasy of the highest order in sport.
One England win, anything more New Zealand win.
This is the moment. It's Archer to Guptill. Guptill's going to push for two. They've got to go. It's got throat's got to go to the keeper's end. He's got it. England have won the World Cup by the barest of margins. By the barest of all margins. Absolute ecstasy for England.
That is brilliant. What a way to end the game.
It is just the most amazing scene here at Lord's.
This is Cricket Buzz Unplugged with Adam Collins, and I'm absolutely thrilled to have back on the segment World Cup winner Johnny Bairstow, who of course is turning out for England win the first of 3 one-day internationals again.
See the weather behind us, which hasn't necessarily been the case up in Manchester for the test matches, so I think we're all set fair for the next few days, and the lads are raring to go to get out there and to put in a few performances against an Irish side that have come over. Like we said, after months away from the game, there'll be a lot of excitement and a lot of buzz around wanting to get out on the field and put in some good performances.
And of course, England haven't played a lot of 50-over cricket since that famous World Cup at Lord's last year, that final, which we'll talk about forever, and I'm sure you've seen highlights of time and time again. But in a way, you start again. Of course, this is the start of the Super League, the start of a new process leading into the 2023 World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, guess you can look at it in different ways, can't you? The Super League will be a process of a long period of time, but if you break it down into individual games, like we did for the last build up to the World Cup, we'll be going out there to improve our skills, to improve the way that we play our cricket, and try and keep improving up until that 2023 World Cup, like you say.
And from your perspective, Johnny, when you were sitting, I guess, isolated and locked down as we were through a long period of time, how did you kind of keep your fitness up and keep your skills up and that kind of thing?
To be honest with you, I quite enjoyed the lockdown. It was nice to spend a bit of time at home, nice to spend a bit of time with the family. It'll have been different for a lot of people, but personally, I was out running, I was out cycling, I was refreshing and resetting, to be quite honest with you. There's been a lot of cricket and it's been well publicised, the international schedule over a period of time. So to be able to have that time to sit back, reflect on what has been, to refresh on what's to come and be excited about the next few years is a really interesting and special place to be.
So of course 3 one-days this week, some limited overs internationals against Australia later in the summer, and then the IPL, of course, that big announcement last week that you'll be in the UAE for Sunrisers Hyderabad, a club that you had a lot of success with last season. You must be champing at the bit to get back into that format and into that environment.
Yeah, it was great last year. Like you mentioned, being over and getting the opportunity to play for Sunrisers Hyderabad. The Orange Army, the fans over there, naturally it's going to be a bit different, not having the fans with us because we're in the UAE, but look, the support and the efforts that the boys will be putting in will be more than ever to try and make those guys back home that are watching the games proud, but to be going into a bubble again with the guys, to refresh the relationships that were built last year, to build on those relationships and build on the way that we played our cricket last year, which was really good cricket, to try and go one step further and win the IPL would be amazing. So yeah, chomping to get back out there and see all the guys. We've been keeping in touch with a few of them. There's been a bit of crack flying about, so it's been good.
Oh, that's great. You're all staying in touch ahead of the season, and of course you'll be reconnecting with Trevor Bayliss, a man who you played under as England coach for such a long period of time. You're looking to reconnect with Bayliss, and of course the relationship you have that goes back a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to seeing Trevor. Spoke to him the other day, and told him to get his arm loose. Make sure he's got his arm loose for his throwing at his dog stick, so try and put him through his paces. But no, it'd be great to see Trev again, and like you say, there was some amazing experiences that we had with him when he was England's head coach. Some things that a lot of the guys learned from him, and hopefully he'll be able to pass on those messages to the guys with Hyderabad too. So yeah, it should be good fun.
Of course, when Sunrisers Hyderabad won the competition, it was under the stewardship of David Warner, who's back as captain this year, but so much attention on your partnership at the top of the list last year. He was brilliant. Likewise with you, you put on a number of huge stands. Have you been in touch with Davey, and are you looking forward to batting with him again?
Yeah, of course. Like when you look back at last year and the connection that was built at the top of the order, it'll be great to get back out there and play with him, but at the same time, the quality that we've got within the side, depending on the balance of the team, is never a given. So look, I'm looking forward to getting back out there, hopefully carrying on from where I left off last year, albeit in different conditions in different countries. But the relationship that we built with everyone throughout the squad was huge, and the partnerships that you build, hopefully we're able to build from that again.
And of course, with it being in October, you're coming off the back of what by then will be quite a jam-packed England season. Of course, through August, September and October, you'll be playing tons and tons of cricket, then going into an IPL season. So really, you should be able to hit the ground running.
Yeah, hopefully, but naturally there's different conditions. Going from the UAE, from an English summer, like everyone knows, they're different conditions, so you'll have to adapt, and it'll be the people that adapt the quickest. There'll be people that are going from India to have their pre-IPL camps in the UAE, so they'll be hitting the ground running as well. Some people will be going out 3 and 4 weeks prior to the competition starting. So coming from playing against Australia here, will be playing against people of the highest quality and at the highest level of competitiveness. So hopefully transfer that into skills required to go out and score runs in the UAE.
Well, Johnny, very best of luck for the international summer, which of course begins against Ireland this week, against Australia after that, and through the IPL. And thanks, of course, again for coming on Crick Buzz Unplugged.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Disappointed to lose the series. Yeah, we had quite a few positives in the series. Just probably a few more conversions from the stats we got would have done us a lot better. I felt the bowlers really tried, particularly in Manchester, where the finishes were pretty tough at times. But yeah, we also didn't feel as well as we probably could have. Those things we could definitely control. Yeah, credit to England. At the same time, came over to the Caribbean, more or less, and it was probably a different ball game there. You're going to have series where, or some series that are better than some. Particularly our last series we won it against Afghanistan. This series we didn't. That's just the way it goes. You must give where some credit is due. And yeah, again, if you look at our team, particularly in the last 2 to 3 years, we've done well. I'm not that disappointed with the overall group. Yes, we will be disappointed with the result, but yeah, England is a really good side in their backyards. Their statistics will show that. Not many teams come out here and beat England. So to sit and debate, attacked here in a way, to me it's a bit different. But yeah, I just would give England credit for the cricket that they've played and say well played to them. Outstanding. I'll start with Kumar, 200 wickets. And, definitely in the top 10 West Indies fast bowlers of all time in terms of his stats. And you just see the effort he puts on the cricket field. Again, I can't think of any time I've ever called on Kumar. He has said no. He keeps running in and giving it a massive effort. And it's no doubt or no surprise that Kumar has produced what he has so far. To Stuart Broad, hardest congratulations to Brody. I kind of felt for him, when he was left out in the first test match, because it was a massive shock to me. Because we all know the caliber of bowler he is, to play 140 test matches and get 500 wickets at 28 apiece, striking out, I think, 56 or 57 somewhere around there. It's kind of strange with leaving him out, particularly in these conditions where he's born and bred. So I just want to really personally congratulate Stuart. He's had a fantastic career so far. To take 500 wickets in any cricket, let alone the highest cricket, Test cricket, it's an excellent achievement. I have nothing to say on the rivalry. My personal performance, yes, I would like at least a bit more runs. I think a bowl well. I would probably say short of a few runs in this series. That's something that would definitely help our cricket as well too, and obviously give our players a bit more exposure. At the moment, some of the rules for overseas players are a bit stringent, and I think you have to play national cricket. It's a tough call. I think basically in these trying times, maybe only England, Australia, India could probably host cricket. It's monetary help costs, bringing us over here, charter flights, hotel accommodation. It's probably a very hefty bill. I don't think many other countries around the world could do that, particularly us in the Caribbean. We probably struggle to put it on. But again, that's another challenge that we're faced with. You guys haven't seen a bit of real life for a bit. But outside that, it's tough to constantly get up. You open your curtains and you just see the cricket ground. You're not hopping on the bus as you normally would do. and you see, some kind of pedestrian or anyone outside of that. But yeah, it has been challenging mentally. I think a lot of our guys have felt it, and coming closer to home obviously probably gets a little bit more difficult. But more or less, I think the guys have done outstandingly well in terms of keeping their focus. The last test match, obviously we probably played, but I think the test series we've had a lot of positives in this test series. Whether it be wickets, runs, and yeah, I think generally as a group we've shown signs of improvement as well.
Welcome to highlights of the third and final game between England and Ireland. England won the first two games, so looking for a clean sweep. Ireland hoping for a morale-boosting win. As far as the teams are concerned, well, both teams made one change. England forced change with Reece Topley out injured and Tom Curran returning to the side. Ireland brought back Mark Adair at the expense of spinner Simi Singh. So a change each. Ireland won the toss and chose to bowl.
Welcome to all of you who are joining us around the world for this third and final one-day international between England and Ireland. So that minute silence for John Hume, former politician who was integral in the Northern Ireland peace process. In fact, Cricket Ireland have commented that John Hume was widely admired in Ireland. He played a major role in creating an environment that allowed for peace talks and negotiations in the region, which eventually led to the signing of the Good Friday Agreement in 1998. And that is the reason why both sets of players are wearing their black armbands. We're setting totals. It's going to be England who get the opportunity to set one today. And if you are just joining us, a change for both of the sides. Just one. Tom Curran comes in for Reece Topley, who's just aggravated a groin problem after the second one-day international. And a return to action for Mark Adair. Little surprising to see Mark Adair left out of the first two ODIs for the Iron side, but he's in for Simi Singh. Fabulous record, itching to get a number against his name today. Two slips in place. And immediately away. So a flick of the wrist gets him off the mark, and England as well.
All of them, he's looked slightly out of sorts. Johnny Bairstow in the last game was outstanding.
Yeah, you got it.
Talking about Roy's stats, Bairstow's are brilliant. Top of the tree, I'd say.
Take that, please. Yeah, that's your middle.
Two wickets in the first ODI, one in the second for Craig Young. Be a little bit expensive. Edge, lovely catch. Right in the breadbasket. And a way shape that Craig Young was looking for has paid dividends, and Roy gets another low score.
Perfect line, perfect length, just pushing hard at that ball. He's just been a little bit out of sorts, as Jason Roy. Bit of a nothing shot, wasn't really there to drive, nor did he try the massive drive over extra cover. Oh, good start, England now finding it tougher work at the top. Jason Roy goes for 1, 2, 4.
For Ireland and for Craig Young brings James Vince to the crease.
A little bit for off stop. Little bit more.
Nick Knight and Niall O'Brien just having a chat about Vince.
Right arm over the...
Edged and just over the top. Little airy-fairy from James Vince. He'll take it though. Off the the mark in fairly fortunate fashion. That is classic James Vince.
Yeah, he's elegant. When you see him hit the middle of the bat with the cover drive.
And some one-dayers too. Bowled him beautifully through the gates. Mark Adair, a pointed return back in the side, and he cleans up Johnny Bairstow.
One of England's form players is gone. Johnny Bairstow, eyes lit up when he saw this. Just a hint of movement, decking that ball back in towards the off stump. And the celebrations were out because that is a big wicket. Johnny Bairstow goes for 14 for 2.
Bowled by the returning Mark Adair, brings in the England captain. Second ball duck last time out.
Sam Billings, yes.
Might have enough. And does. Just beats the despairing dive. But Bryan on that boundary edge. Morgan off the mark. Elfish. But runs. Just climbing on James Vince a little bit. Dealing exclusively in boundaries so far.
And no overseas players as well.
Not quite timed it, Morgan. Might be enough though. Long chase. Josh Little gets beaten by the ball. 4 to Morgan. His second boundary concludes the 6th over. 28 for 2 England. Smeared away by Morgan. The ricochet still might make it go to the boundary. It does. Definitely found his timing in that one. Oh, wonderfully hit from Morgan. He sat up begging for the beans. That was the treatment that Morgan gave to it.
Morgan's not going to take a backward step. He's flying down the pitch at Adair and smears that one through mid-wicket for 4. 8th boundary now for England. That's a beauty. What a delivery that is. There was no reaction from the bowler initially. Big reaction from behind the stumps. But Bernie is going upstairs.
Third umpire's a director. We have a review for caught behind. Original decision is not out. It's a fair delivery. Can we go on to front on spin vision, please? Thank you. Yeah, can we just go straight to ultra edge, please? Thank you. It's a flat line, flat line. If you can hold it there, there's a clear spike on the bat as the ball goes past the bat. Can we go? Ready? Should it on screen now?
Well, Martin Staggers has had to reverse his decision. Craig Young didn't spot it from his end, which gives you an idea about how difficult it was for the umpire to pick it up. The bowler himself didn't hear a thing. But the Ireland skipper, absolutely convinced, and it's another defining moment in the career of James Vince. He's gone for 16, it's 44 for 3. Very similar to a dismissal in the last game. Tom Banton. Just the 6 matches in one-day international cricket has yet to fire, yet to spark. Shot, that's magnificent. Morgan has just stroked that through, extra cover for 4. Oh, nice high class. Not without risk, but high class from Banton. Well, that's even better. Might not make it all the way away. Big old boundary out there to extra cover. It does have the legs. That is supreme timing from Tom Banton. Just decided to bolster the offside a little. Driven down the ground, drilled by Owen Morgan.
That's a friendly half volley.
Crunched away. Slightly short of Tom Banton, and he will punish you. Don was interested for a second, but oh, that's out of here. That's the chest-high bumper that Niall O'Brien was talking about, and it has been dismissed by England's captain.
It's a big boundary. Leg side for Owen Morgan. Great backlift. Never tries to keep that down. He only has one thing on his mind here, Owen Morgan. That's going for a maximum. Bosh.
Very good, Nick. Oh, that's a big shot. Right out of the middle of that